rise in opposition to H.R. 899, the Unfunded Mandates Information and Transparency Act. This bill is the second major piece of legislation being considered this week that will add needless and counterproductive red tape to the rulemaking process. I have the privilege of serving as a ranking member of the Committee on Oversight and Government Reform. The Oversight Committee has jurisdiction over the executive branch and legislative jurisdiction over government-wide policies. It is our duty and our responsibility to ensure that the federal government is operating effectively and efficiently. It is also our responsibility of every member of Congress, and we must hold that dearly. This legislation may be well-intended, but it would have unintended consequences that would make government less efficient and less effective. We rely on agency rulemakings to protect our children, protect our workers, and protect our economy. The Coalition for Sensible Safeguards, a group of more than 150 good government, labor, scientific, faith, health, and community organizations, sent a letter to the Oversight Committee. Here is just a portion of what that letter said, and I quote: "The Wall Street economic collapse, the British petroleum oil spill catastrophe, various food product safety recalls, and numerous industrial disasters, including the Upper Big Branch mine explosion in West Virginia and the fertilizer plant in West Texas, have all dramatically demonstrated the need for a stronger regulatory system that is more responsive to the public interests. Congress should be moving forward to protect the public from harm, not rolling back the clock and weakening important safeguards." End of quote. Mr. Chairman, now is not the time for us to be adding unnecessary, burdensome requirements to the rulemaking process. Our constituents expect us to make them safer, not to make it harder for agencies to keep them safe. The bill would give private industry an unfair advantage in the rulemaking process. Under this bill, agencies would be required to consult with corporations before consulting with customers who would be protected by the regulations. In fact, the bill requires agencies to consult with private industry, quote, "before issuance of a proposed rule," end of quote. This means that, for example, if the Department of Agriculture planned to propose a new food safety rule, corporate agricultural interests would get advance access to the rule and the opportunity to shape it before food safety groups, children health groups, doctors, or independent scientists are able to participate in the process. I believe that businesses should have the opportunity to provide comments on proposed rules. I think it's very important. They should do it through the normal public comment process. However, just like other stakeholders, the bill also would put independent agencies in jeopardy of political interference. The Unfunded Mandates Reform Act currently exempts independent agencies from its reporting requirements. This bill removes that exemption. That would mean that independent regulatory agencies, like the Securities and Exchange Commission, would have to submit their rules to the Office of Management and Budget for review, which could undermine their independence. I plan to offer an amendment to strike that provision, and I hope it will be adopted. This is a well-intended bill with serious negative consequences. I urge my colleagues to oppose it, and with that, Mr. Chairman, I reserve.